Everybody, welcome. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen and Kelly Girl. Today it's Thursday, fishingbooker.com Thursday, and ReelQuick Thursday. We got a good show for you today. We got some feedback from the audience. Finally, you guys are telling us what you'd like to see, what you'd like to talk about. So today we're going to talk about some of the things that Kelly and I love when we're out on the water. Some of the things we love, some of the things that she's learned about when she's been out on the water. And the first time she caught an albacore, we're going to talk about the animal that she caught it on and all the great facts about that. And Lisa, we're taking your lead. We're going with your feedback. And we got some cool stuff to talk about. Kelly's been getting ready this morning, so I've been trying to produce all the stuff we're going to talk about. So some of it might sound...
What is it? You have
some pictures of some animals. I got some pictures of some places to go that are kind of off the beaten path, kind of fun to do in SoCal. I got some cool stuff to talk about today. It is Thursday, so that means we got the great Kelly Girl with us, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Matt Ryan, Tim Ogilvy, Lisa, everybody, thanks. Thank you. Kelly Girl, thank you for joining us today. That is so cool. And then little Marley, he's super happy Mom's with us today. He's jumping all over the place. We're going to get going in just a few more minutes here. We're getting a few people jumping on. There's your buddy Brent.
Hello.
Joining the show. How's little baby Dolly? Hopefully Deckhand Dolly's doing good. Justin and Rylan are at the dentist today, so they won't be joining us. Bill Varney's sending in his game plans, I think, sometime today. Maybe before the midnight or something, we'll get Bill's game plans. Got some game plans from Al and Pablo and myself, and it looks like that wind's backing off. Lisa, Kelly's super bummed she's not going to be up there with you tomorrow for the big halibut derby at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. A lot of the members are going, Kelly.
I know.
Stanleys are going. Lisa's going. Darren's going. Brian's going. It's going to be pretty exciting to see what they pull together tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
We're going to be excited sitting here waiting for the pictures to come rolling in, everybody. Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. That's my father's business, and my sister and my brother now are co-owners of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing in Dana Point, California. And you guys are going to be fishing on the Clemente tomorrow.
That's very cool. With
Chad. That should be a blast. And hopefully somebody in the group gets that big halibut and wins the whole derby. We're hoping and praying.
Yeah.
And Kelly Girl, John Stanley says, thanks for being on the show today.
You're welcome.
It refreshes us to have.
You're welcome.
And we can refresh you guys on how to hook grunion today also. We'll talk about that a little bit. But one of the things that I pride myself on when I go out on the water with Kelly Girl or with any of my members is the knowledge that I was able to gather by working for my father for so many years at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, the whale watch capital of the world. There are so many different types of whales and dolphins that travel along our coast. There are 7 different types of dolphin, and then there is just a plethora. Any day you could see any whale that's ever swam in the ocean because there's no fences out there, so there's nothing to stop the whales from coming. I'm going to turn the volume down. A lot of people are sending us messages right now, baby.
Oh, is it really loud?
It just keeps dinging, so I'm just...
No,
not that. The messages.
I thought you meant
turn the air on.
The microphone. No, it's cold.
It's all good. You're cold.
No, I'm not.
Dana Point just got a load of anchovies. That could bode very well for you guys tomorrow in the halibut derby. But the vast knowledge I attained by whale watching with my family really helps out. It brought Kelly to the forefront of the whales right away when we went out. We got to see several different types of dolphins. The number one dolphin is the common dolphin. Those are the small ones that are black and white with like a little bottlenose on them. Those are the most abundant dolphin in the world. They're found in every ocean around the world. And isn't it cool the way they ride the bow wake?
Mm-hmm.
When we would drive the boat and you and
Super
Riley
fun.
would lay on the bow and you could actually reach over and touch them, right?
Yep. That's super cool. Love that.
And so the type of dolphin is called the common dolphin. You guys can look it up. It's the most abundant dolphin in the world, found in every ocean. You're not going to hurt them you're not going to be able to run them over. They know exactly where the boat is all times. But what's fun to do is to drive your boat through the middle of the pod of dolphins, and they'll get right up there on the bow and ride the pressure wave coming off the front of the boat. Right, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yep.
And they swim at a top speed of about 35 miles an hour underwater. So like I said, there's no way you can run them over. They know exactly where the boat is all times. But like I taught you, if you go up to the front of the boat and hang your head over the side, you can actually hear the animals talking to themselves. And also something that you thought was really cool, the way they turn on their sides.
Yes. That's very cool. I love that when they do that. When
And they look right at you because they want to see what
Yep,
Kelly's wearing today, how her hair looks.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
All the great things that are going on. I won't look at you. I apologize.
I just stares
Don't look
and
at
I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what Dave does when he's talking to people. He talks to them. So he looks at them.
The people who watching the show.
Once again, those of you that know us, right up to the edge. It's Thursday, so you know what it's like on Thursdays at our house. It's right to the edge. We're getting a divorce. We're never doing this again. It's pretty fun. But we're here, and she's with us, so we're good to go. Then the other thing she got to learn about was the largest animal to ever live on the planet Earth, bigger than any dinosaur, the blue whale. Look I got some cool pictures of them, Kelly.
Beautiful creatures.
So this animal is the largest animal ever to live on the planet, bigger than any dinosaur. They grow to be over 100 feet long. The biggest recorded blue whale was 108 or 112 feet long. They swim at a top speed of about 6 to 10 knots underwater all day long. But just a few facts about the blue whale. The blue whale heart is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to look at it. Its heart is the size of a VW bug.
Crazy. I can't.
Their heart.
Believe that.
A full-grown adult male can crawl through their arteries. If you stretch their intestines out along the beach, it'd be 27 miles long.
Wow.
Their intestines. Pretty amazing animal. There's a blue whale with its little baby.
Aww.
When the baby whales are born, they're anywhere from 12 to 17 feet long at birth. And these animals get to be, like I said, over 100 feet long, bigger than any dinosaur. The really unique thing about these, sorry, I didn't mean to look at you, is that they eat the smallest animal on the planet. This whale is a baleen whale, which means he's a filter feeder. He has no teeth. He has what's called a baleen plate that hangs down from the roof of their mouth. And they swim through these giant balls of krill, capturing the krill in their mouth and then straining the water back through their baleen and then wadding the krill up into a ball and swallowing it. Now, a blue whale's throat opening is only about the size of a beach ball. So they can't swallow boats or cars or people, but they do eat plankton, the smallest animal on the planet.
That's good to know. I did not know that about their throat, the size of their throat. So, I bet a lot of people think that they could swallow a boat or something, but that's something I did not know. So thank you.
Pretty amazing stuff,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, very interesting.
And their heart's the size of a VW bug.
Yeah,
Crazy,
amazing.
right?
That's incredible.
They hold 40,000 pounds of blood. Wow. Their blood weighs 40,000 pounds. That's how much blood is in a blue whale. They're an air-breathing mammal, just like you and me, too. They must come to the surface to breathe. Mm-hmm. So when they come up to the top, you'll load, and Kelly got to get real close to them, right?
Close. Very, very, very close. Like a few times, yeah.
Could have jumped on their back, huh?
Yep.
So when they come up to the surface to breathe, I'm just trying to help you all. So when you're out on your boat, you have some facts to share with your friends and family and loved ones. When they come up to breathe, you'll notice all your baleen whales, like the blue whale, the humpback whale, the gray whales, they all have two blowholes in the forward part of their head, kind of like our nose. When they come up to the surface to take a breath, and they blow their breath out, they're not blowing out water. They're actually blowing out air, but it looks like water because there may be a tiny bit of water trapped around the top of the blowhole, but it's really condensation. Like when you go out on a cold day and breathe into the air, that's what you're seeing, the spout of the blue whale. And if it is flat, calm, and no wind at all, and you're following the whale from behind like you're supposed to, not in front of and not alongside of, but staying behind the whale, you're going to see it's the most amazing thing. When they spout, it looks just like a heart. Because it comes out of the two blowholes, comes up, and then makes a rotation, and it makes the most beautiful heart you've ever seen. Absolute amazing animal. And when you get on a nice calm day with the sun's out, you'll notice that this animal actually is cobalt blue. It is blue as blue can be. It's the darkest, deepest blue color you've ever seen. Another thing about blue whales is they have no barnacles on them.
Why is that?
That I don't know. The humpback whale, the right whale, the gray whale, those guys all have all those barnacles on them. But the blue whale, the fin whale, there's quite a few whales that have no barnacles. The sperm whale, they have no barnacles. So when you see the animal right away, it's starting to help you identify what type of whale it is. Now the fin whale, going to be a little bit smaller, going to be only about 80 feet long, full grown. Going to have a very large fin on his back, almost 3/4 of the way back on him, where the blue whale is going to have a tiny little fin. If you don't know the difference, you may get tricked and go, oh, it's a blue whale, but no, it's a fin whale. And you'll be able to tell by the color, and you'll be able to tell by the size of the fin on the back of the whale. Pretty amazing animals. And all this stuff that we're talking about today occurs right off of Southern California all the time. This is going to be a cold water year, so we may see more blue whales and fin whales than we have in the past because the krill is going to be rather thick. A few years ago, when Kelly caught her albacore, there was so much krill in the water that you would drive through areas of the water which the water was pink, because the krill is actually a pink color in the water. Kind of amazing, right?
That's very amazing. Very amazing.
And the tail on the blue whale is anywhere from 12 to 15 feet wide. And it is just an amazing thing. Kelly got up close and personal. She could have jumped on the tail if she wanted to. And we were looking at this animal when Kelly caught her albacore on it. And under his tail, you could see the albacore swimming back and forth. Because they kind of follow the blue whale because they know he's going to find him something to eat.
Yep.
And an albacore will eat krill just like a blue whale.
Very cool.
What was one of the coolest parts about it for you?
Just seeing how large you're talking about the
blue whale.
Oh yeah, just seeing. Well, I got to see it from the tuna tower, and we were so close to it. It just I was in awe of how large this thing is, or these whales are, and they're just beautiful, so majestic, and so just beautiful.
A lot of people, Renee, a lot of people, I'm not supposed to read your comments, gang. I apologize. But thank you all for joining us. Everybody we haven't said hi to, we're saying hi to all of you. There's quite a few people watching us now, Kelly. So now let's talk about an animal that we don't really love, but he occurs in the ocean. Okay. The California sea lion.
Okay.
The buoy at Dana Point is a pretty remarkable place, because I remember the first time I took you when we were first dating, long time ago, when you liked me. And we went to the buoy at Dana Point, and I asked Kelly if she'd like to see the sea lions there. Underneath the buoy at Dana Point are zillions of calico bass. I mean, zillions of them. And but here's a few things about the California sea lion that you all need to know. So the next time you're out there and you pull up to one of the buoys offshore and you see the animals on it, you will never see a seal on any of the offshore buoys. You're only going to see sea lions. Why? Because a seal can't climb on a buoy. He can't climb on the low-lying rocks, the ones that are like SeaWorld where Shamu would slide out onto the platform and everybody could see him. That's where the seals can move around, because they're like an inchworm, if you will. They have to undulate to move their bodies. They don't have – the California sea lion has a rotating hind corner where he can grab a hold of the buoy with his big pec fins and then rotate his hindquarters up onto the buoy and then run on land, climb on top of rocks, where a seal, he's practically helpless out of the water. So Another way to tell the difference between a seal and a sea lion, when you hear them barking.
Barking.
Right away, you'll know he's a sea lion. Sea lions have vocal cords, which seals do not have. So right away, when you hear the animal barking, you'll know he's a sea lion. And how close did I get you to those guys?
Oh, too close. Too close. Closer than I'd like to be.
Where you could smell their breath, huh?
Yes.
Plus, where you could smell the blue whale's breath when I drive through their breath, right? I go,
cool.
look at you can tell what he's eating.
A totally different experience. I can do that all day. I can smell their breath all day long.
But not the sea lions.
No,
and then if you look, the next time you're out there, if you look right behind the sea lion's eye, you're going to see a little flap of skin. Sea lions have external ear flaps where seals do not. Seals just have a hole in their side of their head. That's it. And if you're not looking close, you won't even see it. But the sea lion has external ear flaps. So 3 things right away that'll tell you it's a sea lion. Number 1, you hear the animal barking. Sea lion. Sea lions have vocal cords. Seals do not have. Up on a buoy or up on top of a dock, that's a sea lion all day, every day. It's not a seal. And then the third thing is the external ear flaps. Now, look, this is kind of important, everybody, because there's so many people telling stories about seals. But it's not a seal. It's a sea lion. And if you watch those Fish and Game Commission meetings, gang, they're going to hang. Just like a lot of people hang on key words, and they're like, well, you said seals, so you're not really talking about the sea lions. You guys have to be very, very careful with the words you use as we move forward into saving fishing and into keeping our rights as fishermen. You have to use the key words, and the other side, the side that wants to close everything, they'll hang on those words if you don't use the right words. They'll say, you've told us forever it's a sea lion problem. Now Matt Ryan's talking about seals. And then, Matt, you won't be able to go backwards because you know how they all work. So they work that way, and that's so sea lions, not seals. Now, Matt just brought up something, a knothead. That's a male sea lion. The male sea lion has a big crown on his forehead. And Todd Manser knows the scientific term. I just know we call them a knothead. Those are the males. The males are much larger than the females. Now, none of these animals want to be in the harbors. They're actually homeless when they're inside the harbor. So they want to be out in the rookeries. The big old males, they want to be out there in the rookeries making
what?
Baby seals.
Baby seals. How do they interact with female? Tell us about what's the dynamic with the males and the females? They have what sort of like a harem.
A harem. And so they'll fight to the death to keep their girls.
Yeah.
They'll have 10 or 12. Each male will have 10 or 12. And he'll have it sectioned off. And any other males that come into that zone, he's going to get beat up. He's going to get bit. Here's something unique, Kelly, about the sea lion. Sea lion has 10 times the bite strength of a pit bull. And Matt Ryan, you know how strong a pit bull is.
Wow.
10 times the strength, because think about this. A pit bull doesn't have to stop a fish from swimming to eat. Sea lion has to grab that fish, hold it, crush its head so that it can eat it. So their bite strength is way worse than not as bad as a wolf, but it's pretty gnarly.
So when you see people, looking at sea lions and they're like, oh, they're so cute, and they'll put their child up on, like we've seen.
Oh, down here in Cabo with Poncho, they put their kids on them.
I just can't believe that.
They hug them. It's like you're out of your mind. The thing will crush your skull in a split second.
Yeah, and they can. I mean, they absolutely
and
can.
They have.
And I think people just think they're
60-some stitches on Luis's granddaughter down here.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable.
On her calf, 6-year-old little girl. It grabbed her by the back of the leg. Her dad had to pull it out of the animal's mouth.
Not fun.
So they're a scary animal, but
they're a sea lion. I mean, they're a lion.
We
wouldn't go up to a regular lion and,
Yeah,
pet it and
they're
play
not
with
called a cuddly pillow.
No, they're not called a kitty cat.
They're called a sea lion for a reason.
Right.
And we're going to talk more about the animals that live off the coast here a little bit more today. But real quick, it's Fishing Booker and ReelQuick Thursday. So we're going to show you a quick little commercial from Fishing Booker. Remember, anywhere you are on the planet and you want to go fishing, all you have to do is type in fishingbooker.com on your phone, tell them where you are, and they're going to find a boat to get you out there on the water to go fishing. Check out this quick little video we have from Fishing Booker, and we'll get right back into talking about what we're talking about. And gang, if there's any animals that occur out here in the ocean,
fishingbooker.com can find you a boat to fish on, but there's nothing like fishing with your kids. Nothing like going fishing with your son or your daughter.
Hundreds of people
being out on a boat that can actually find your fish and get memories and take pictures.
No, they
like
can't.
with your kids.
No, they can't, because when the video's playing, you don't hear the background.
Okay. Find the right fishing boat for you. Go to fishingbooker.com. Wherever you are on the planet, they'll find you a boat to go fishing on.
Yeah, and like Justin Botrell just said, 8,000 PSI is the bite strength of the California sea lion. Pretty amazing animal. Gang, we're going to do something. There's so many comments and so many questions coming in, and I can't get up here to the edge and squint. Kelly Girl's got our phone. She's going to answer any questions that come in about any of the animals that live along the Southern California coast that you want to know about. Just because I've been blessed to be able to fish for a living my whole life, and my father taking people whale watching, he was the very first person. We have a kind of an understanding of the different types of animals that live along our coastline. There's your fishingbooker.com QR code. You can grab it right there and you can use it. But if you have any questions, just go ahead and feel free to send us a message at 949-374-0786. We'll put our phone number up here on the screen so you guys can see it right there. And you can just send us a message and we'll try to answer your question to the best of our abilities. Okay. But the California sea lion is super intelligent animal. So they've learned that we represent food. Mm-hmm. They follow our boats around. They follow the sport boats around. The sport boats are like a lunch truck to those animals. When they hear your anchor going out, they're on their way. Or when they hear you in a circle driving around on a spot at Catalina, you can see them greyhounding in the water to get to you because they know you represent food. Pretty amazing animal, pretty smart, pretty high-tech little animal that causes nothing but some of the dumb. It's just the craziest animal. And yeah, they heard us.
I knew I knew you could. When the
Thanks,
microphone
Renee.
thing it doesn't have the lines, the slash over
boy.
it. And you're awesome.
I am. I'm the greatest human being on the planet Earth.
Oh, my Valentine. Hello, Valentine.
Yeah, Renee.
You know who you are.
So if any of you want to send in a question, you got a question about any of the animals that live along our coast, feel free to do so. There we go. Now I'm really not going to be able to see the comments.
Well, that's because we're doing them from here. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. John Stanley wants to know can you refresh them on how to hook grunion, please?
Yeah, the way I do it, and I only fished with them for a very long time, so I did everything wrong you could possibly do. If you take the grunion, I use a 2-aught thin wire hook, and I go right behind from his nose, going back to his eyes. When you get to his eyes, go back about 1/8 of an inch, and you're going to feel a rock hard spot in his skull. I go side to side through there, side to side through that rock hard spot, and it works perfect. So I go side to side, not from the top to the bottom or the bottom from the top. Why do I go side to side? Well, if you've ever seen a fish, a lot of you haven't, but
yeah, some people
if you've ever seen a fish, the corners of their mouth are soft. The roof of their mouth and the bottom of their mouth are rock hard. So the corners are super soft. That's why I like to go side to side. So when I'm setting the hook, it'll hook them in the soft part of their jaw in the corners. So that's how I like to hook the grunion on. And a lot of times I can catch 4 or 5 fish on one grunion when I hook it right. Kelly Girl's been there. She's caught plenty of fish with the grunion. And that's how I like to hook them. Another, no questions, don't comment?
No, we have, I'm letting you finish. Okay. Are you finished with your...
I'm finished with my
well, go ahead.
how to hook a grunion.
Okay. Well, and they're like candy to fish, right?
Absolutely, especially right now with the grunion running. And they're running tonight or tomorrow night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then that's it.
Okay.
Or something like that, right, Jason? Cutter, somebody? I think Bill and I talked about it yesterday.
All right. Moving on. Matt Ryan would like to know about basking shark.
Basking shark doesn't occur along our coastline that often, but the thing about a basking shark, if you look at their dorsal, the dorsal fin that'll be sticking out of the water, the top of it's kind of cut. It looks like someone took a pair of scissors and cut it. It's going to be squared off. It's going to come up, and then it's going to square off as it comes back down and then go down. So the white shark, triangular shaped, the hammerhead shark, triangular shaped, mako shark, tiny little dorsal fin. But the basking shark's going to have a massive dorsal fin, but it's going to have a cut in it. Looks like someone cut it with a pair of scissors, and they're very slow moving. I know that one made it on the news the other day because someone was lucky enough to see one. We don't see a lot of them. I'd say in my 50-year career, I've seen 5.
Wow.
In my whole career, and they're very docile, very slow moving. You can really get close to them. They're in no hurry. Nobody's trying to hurt them. This is the second largest fish on the planet Earth. The largest fish on the planet Earth is the whale shark. And then the second largest fish is the basking shark. Now, what's really unique about these two fish, they only eat plankton too. The largest animals on the planet Earth, except for the sperm whale, all eat plankton. Pretty crazy animal. So the basking shark will be about 35 feet long. That's a huge one. And they swim very slow on the surface, but you can get in front of them and you can look. Their head is kind of flat, not pointed like a white shark. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking the basking shark's a white shark, but when you see their face, you see their dorsal fin, that's telltale signs of what kind of animal you're looking at.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Dave, here's a question, another question from Matt Ryan, and this is something I know you know how to do very well. So can you explain to everyone, how do you do the sea lion handoff?
So what I've been famous for this and I've been crucified for this, but let's just say you're fishing at Catalina at, let's just say, Binnacle Rock, backside East End. And you got a couple of sea lions on you, but you know there's some sea bass and some yellowtail there. What we will do is we will pull the anchor. We will see Joe Blow and his boat over at Orange Rocks, which is not that far away, but it's far enough away that we can do this. And so we will slowly drive to the other boat, not off their stern, off their bow. When we get to their boat, we will stop for a few seconds, let the 2 sea lions that have been bugging us all day catch up. The moment they catch up, we will take off straight out to sea like we're going to San Clemente Island as fast as our little boat will go. Okay? Going straight out to sea towards San Clemente Island. We'll go for about 15 or 20 minutes. Then we'll turn around and we'll go as fast as we can back down to where we were fishing at Binnacle Rock. Swing the boat around real quick, drop the anchor, and maybe get another hour of fishing without any sea lions. That's the proper way to drop sea lions off, usually to someone you don't like.
Got it. You guys got that? All right, let's see. This is from Tim Ogilvie.
Hey, Timmy.
Hi, Tim. He wants to know, have you ever accidentally caught a dolphin on a rod and reel?
In my career, I've accidentally hooked 3. I don't know how, but we did a lot of fishing in the pods of dolphin for tuna back in the late 80s, early 90s when we first started doing it. And One time we hooked one on an anchovy, and it was the most amazing experience ever because when we hooked that animal, every single one of the dolphin, all 200 of them, jumped out of the water at the same time. And the one that we hooked and all 200 of his buddies swam as fast as they could to Catalina. Needless to say, that dolphin took all the line off the gentleman's reel. Unfortunately, I did not want that to happen because now that poor dolphin was swimming around with 300 yards of monofilament hanging off of him. Very sad. Dolphin are super intelligent. They have a really, really keen sense of sonar. So for us to actually hook them, that day he had a senior moment. Maybe he was acting like the former president. I don't know, but on something bad happened. Another time, we hooked one on a sardine, but it was a bottlenose dolphin. And there's some bottlenose dolphins that are absolute bullies that live offshore. And this bottlenose dolphin was biting like a sea lion. He was snapping every one of the sardines right at their head and eating their body. He wouldn't leave us alone. We were offshore fishing, and he would follow us around all day every time we'd stop. And then finally he made a mistake. Was it started to get dark, and he bit one of the guy's sardines, and the guy hooked him, and the fight was on him. This was on heavy line, but still the bottlenose dolphin was no match for the 2-speed reel. He took all that 2-speed reel couldn't slow him down. So again, it took a phenomenal amount of line, but then it broke at the leader. So he only had about 12, 15 inches of fluorocarbon hanging out of his mouth. Then the last one was down here in Cabo, 2017, when I was running the Wild and Sack, and we hooked one on a green and black Zucker feather in a pot of dolphins. We were catching yellowfin. We hooked this dolphin, and he acted like a tuna. But we hooked him on the heavy, heavy line on an 80 wide because we were fishing those big yellowfin down to the 200-pounders. We hooked this guy on an 80 wide on a purple and black. Or
Purple and green.
Black and green.
Black and green, did you say it? Or
Purple and green.
Purple and green or
and we got him right up to the corner. We got him right up to the corner. We were able to cut the line right by his mouth. And that was the only time I ever landed a dolphin.
Oh, boy.
Crazy.
Dave Burris.
Hey, Dave.
I would like to know about spinner dolphin. What do you know about spinner dolphin, Dave?
They occur down here in Cabo. They occur in the tropics. They occur over in Hawaii. You're going to see those. They're going to be almost like the spotted dolphin. The spotted dolphin kind of react the same way the spinners do. They kind of act the same, but most of the time you're never going to see them in Southern California because they are a warm water dolphin. They like the tropics. They like Hawaii. They like the Bahamas. They like Cabo. They like the mainland Mexico. And they do spin. When they come out of the water, they're spinning, but then so are the spotted dolphin. Now, the spotted dolphin, the spinners, and the commons, they're all holding tuna. They hold a lot of tuna. Now, they're a slender dolphin. They're not going to be as thick as the common dolphin. They're more streamlined. But when they come out of the water, just like they say, they spin when they come out of the water and then go back into the water. It's a pretty unique animal. I don't have a lot of experience with them because we never saw them on the whale watch boat, so I didn't do any. I'm going to tell you all, I know I joke a lot that I don't know how to read and all this stuff. When I was running whale watch every day in Dana Point back in the late 80s, early 90s, there was none of these finagled Google it stuff. So I had a Polaroid camera and I would take a picture of the animal. I'm not even kidding you. Now, pre-89, no, but after 89, when I was sober, then I would take the picture and I would go to the library, the Laguna Niguel library, and I would find out what it was and I would read about it so I could tell you the next day when you were on my boat.
Wait a minute. You actually went into a library?
I swear I even had a library card.
I was like, wait a minute. What?
I had a damn library card.
Oh,
yeah.
that I cannot believe.
I know.
I don't believe it.
It goes against everything I stand for, but I did that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, guys. I'm blown away.
Sorry. Oh, my God. My poor wife. She's going to have she's going to have a stroke right now.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and finish. I didn't mean to interrupt. I mean, I wanted to interrupt, but
So I would do research, figure out what these animals were that we were looking at. Because like I said in the beginning of the show, there's so many times where you're out there on the water and you see stuff that you've never seen before. Gang, if you got a question or a comment, my phone number is in the bottom left-hand corner. Send the text message right now. Kelly will read your comments online, and I will do my best to try to answer your questions,
yes,
right?
Yes.
But I can't even see. My wife's got my glasses. I
Yeah.
see comments coming up. I can't see them, and
I can see.
I'm not allowed to answer them.
It's better if you can text Dave's phone.
And the phone number is in the bottom left-hand corner. We have to just change the logo because second half of the show is ReelQuick. Can I see the glasses for just
Absolutely.
a split second? Sorry, gang.
You have to share. I need to go find mine.
Sorry, gang. Do we have that ReelQuick logo? No. But we have a ReelQuick video that I can show you real quick. You guys seen it at the show. You saw him right next to us in our booth. Check this out.
All right, gang. Your saltwater guy, Captain Dave Hansen. We're down here at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show. And I'm with Daniel Rubin, the creator of the ReelQuick Reel Seat System. This is an amazing, amazing product.
You guys check this out. ReelQuick Fishing is a dovetail connection. It is in the unlocked position for simplicity here. Comes right off the rod with a dovetail connection. No more screws, no more clamps on the back. Goes on the rod just like that, and we can lock this in place. Turn of a pin. This is strong. This is not coming off of this rod. ReelQuickFishing.com. Dave, you want to add anything to this?
The really cool part about this is the simplicity of it. I fish hard all the time. I hold my rod the proper way. I know a lot of you don't. A lot of you have your hand back here. You always want to have your hand in front of the reel. That's the way that the whole design was made to do, is do it the right way. Normally, when you grab it the right way, you're dealing with the ferrule screws right here. And when you're grabbing it and undoing it, that screws keep coming undone. There's none of that happening anymore. It's a very easy system to use the right way. I was blown away when I saw this. I thought it would add a lot of weight to the rod. Actually, it takes away a lot of the weight.
All right, there you go. Sorry about that. Don't have my producer today. All right, so we got a lot of questions, a lot of comments. A lot of people are blown away with my knowledge of the dolphins and the whales. I was blessed to run the whale watch boat for a very long time at Dana Wharf. My father was the pioneer of whale watching in the world. 1967, he started whale watching. Dana Wharf Dana Point, California is the whale watch capital of the world. It's trademarked as the whale watch capital of the world. My sister's very proud of that. My brother's very proud of it. Family's very proud of it. So that's why we have a vast knowledge of the marine mammals that travel up and down our coast. Besides fishing, we got a kind of a good idea of what we're talking about.
Kind of, huh?
Kind of. We can fake it till we make it.
You fake it. Hey, that's what you do what you got to do. Anyway. No, you guys, you are a plethora of knowledge.
Plethora. That's a big word.
I got that word from you, actually.
Thank you.
That word from you. All right. Matt Ryan wants to know, he's heard of a huge great white at Catalina named Gatekeeper. Is that true? Is there such a
I've never
great white?
seen it. I've never seen them. I know people talk about it. I've never seen them. I've seen some white sharks at Catalina. I've seen some white sharks at San Clemente Island. I've seen some white sharks in the channel, but I don't know anything about Gatekeeper. Our good friend Brett McBride's going to be on the show in April. He's the white shark man. There's no one on the planet that knows more about him and has caught more than Brett McBride. He's the captain of the O Search. There's millions of videos on YouTube. Shark Man. He was on the National Geographic show Shark Man. He's a good friend of ours. He's a good friend of Kelly's, and he's big time fisherman, world renowned fisherman, TV shows. He's just a plethora of shark knowledge. He's going to be on our show in April. It's going to be pretty spectacular. But
Yes.
He'd be able to answer more about that when that time comes. I don't want to pretend like I really know anything about white sharks, except that Brett taught us all that there is an epic amount of them on the beach. Santa Monica Bay, they did the research there. They had to leave because there was so many. They did it at San Onofre. They had to leave because there was so many. Just not that they'll affect the population or that they'll bring them out to eat you, but the cities all said, hey, wait a minute. We don't want everybody to know that there's hundreds of thousands of white sharks at the beach. People aren't going to go swimming. So they had to stop doing the research, gang. But Brett, it'll be fun when Brett's on the show.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the day you and I went on the skiff?
Yeah, and you got to see them. You got to almost touch them. White sharks off of Capo Beach, California. My sis, we were taking everybody and anybody that wanted to see white sharks. We were taking news people. There was a plethora of them off of Capo Beach.
Yeah,
that was
pretty crazy.
16,
I've never seen one like, out.
And those knuckleheads on the paddle boards and the kayaks. Paddling and bouncing off of our boat while we were watching them.
That was a lot of fun, though. All right. Let's move on to the next
question.
Moving on
to the next question.
Well, let's see. This is from John Stanley. He says
Kelly, you look way younger, Jeanette said.
Well, thank you, Jeanette.
Here, want me to get this camera close?
No, stop. You moved it down. Now you got to move it back.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
There you go.
Okay.
Because then, Anyway, thank you, Jeanette. Thank you so much. John Stanley says, he has a comment. It says that the news has been blaming red tide for sea lion and dolphin deaths recently. Is that true?
We know what's causing it. We talked about it a month and a half ago, the fires. We talked about it. We talked about it years ago, John. We talk about it all the time. Right now, there's a massive amount of them that are sick from that toxic runoff from the fires. They don't want to talk about that because that's urban runoff. And we've talked about this 1,000 times on our podcast. Urban runoff, the government doesn't want to talk about it because they don't want to address the only two problems in the ocean: sea lions and urban runoff. The second reason why we have a die-off of sea lions every year at this time is because they're overpopulated. They're overpopulated. They're going to blame John Stanley and Tina Stanley and Jeanette and Lisa and Matt Ryan for catching too many fish. But that's not the problem. It's because we do not allow this animal to die of any causes, natural or man-made. Therefore, you have an overpopulation of an animal that can't sustain the population. So there's two reasons why this animal's sick and dying right now: overpopulation and urban runoff, period. You can call it red tide if you want. Go for it. Red tide's been happening forever, though. But Gavin Newsom's never even been on the water. So for him to say red tide, he heard it from somebody else. He doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Okay. I'm not sure who this is from because there's no name right here. But
okay,
they'd like to know, have you ever seen an ocean sunfish, a mola mola?
Zillions of them. They're everywhere. Now, we post a lot of pictures of Opa because I think Opa is one of the most coolest fish, and we caught that giant one that one day on the Wild and Sack. Opa is not a sunfish. Sunfish is not an Opa. A sunfish is silver. It doesn't have a tail. We couldn't hang it up on the scale like we did at Dana Point. A sunfish has no tail, so you couldn't tie a rope around its tail and hold it up. Opa is red. Sunfish is silver. It almost looks like a silver dollar. Now, sometimes we see hundreds of them under kelp patties the size of my iPad. Sometimes we see one in the open ocean the size of this room. They get to be over 2,000 pounds. They get to weigh over a ton. Oceanic sunfish are very, very prevalent in Southern California. In winter, spring, summer, or fall, it's not a water temperature thing. But you don't really see them unless it's calm, because your eyes can't see that dorsal fin. It's just a stick sticking out of the water. So you'll miss it a lot of times. They're associated with kelp patties, though, because they eat jellyfish. They eat stuff that's just free floating. They eat like plankton-based types of materials. So that's why you're going to find them around a lot of the kelp patties, because normally where a kelp patty is, that's stagnant water. The water's not flowing very fast. So that kelp patty is going to gather up the jellyfish and all the other things that the sunfish likes to eat.
All right. Thank you. Let's see. Tim Ogilvy would like to know if there's going to be another Don Hansen Day fishing trip. He would love to join again.
It's going to be on May 15th, right when Kelly and I get back from Riley's graduation. And this year, my brother, God bless his soul, is going to allow us to do it on the Clemente.
Oh, wow.
Last year, we did it with Calvin on the Helena. We could only bring 10 people. This year, gang, we're bringing 30 people. It's going to be a lot of people on the boat, but
How exciting.
people that want to go, there's so many people that want to be a part of it. Kelly Girl's going to come this year.
Yay.
Lisa, Tina, all the people that were on it last year, the 10 of you that were there, you already got your tickets your spots are already reserved. And then we're going to open it up for 20 more people. Don Hansen Day is a pretty special day. That's where we celebrate my father. May 15th, that is the day that he opened Dana Wharf Sport Fishing in Dana Point Harbor in 1971, was on May 15th. So there we designated that Don Hansen Day. That's the day we celebrate my father. Dana Point Harbor does a huge celebration for my dad. And I'm glad you guys want to be involved. Tim, thank you for bringing that up. And we will open it up to the masses here, but we got a lot of stuff coming on between now and then. Kelly Girl and I are going on a big trip to go watch her son graduate college. So we're going to be heading to Iowa on the 6th of May. And then we get back into town on the 10th. And we'll say hi to our animals, give them all a kiss, and then we're going to jump back on an airplane and fly up for Don Hansen Day on the 15th.
Ooh, it's going to be fun. Going to be fun. Dave. This is from Jeff, and he wants to know how many penguins have been caught in California by anglers.
One.
One
penguin, Petey the penguin, caught on the Sum Fun in 1975 or 74. I'm not sure. Rick Dosberg, my good friend, and Kenny Nielsen, God rest his soul, caught it on the Sum Fun, half-day fishing at a place called Clemente Reef. It's all documented. It went and ended up living at SeaWorld. It's a phenomenal story. I've told the story. It's for story time because it could take up the rest of our time. We got a lot of questions to ask. But Petey the penguin was caught on the Sum Fun. It's the only penguin ever caught in California. And it's a real live penguin, and it was caught on the Sum Fun. Captain Rick Dosberg and Captain Kenny Nielsen caught it. And that's a story for another time. I promise you I'll tell you the story and we'll show you the pictures.
Dave Burr says 1974. And I've seen the newspaper clippings from that. It made the news, and I think you had it.
My dad brought us out of school, come down and see Petey the penguin.
So cool.
74. So cool. I was in I don't know, 6th grade, 7th grade.
I would have been 2 when that happened. Okay, let's see. Dave Hill would like to know, where is your go-to shore fishing in Cabo in May, and lures or bait?
We like to go over to the East Cape by our friend Mark Rayer's house over in Los Barillas. Kelly and I will rent quads for the day. We got an inn over there with the people. We can get a quad for $80 each, and we can go zooming all over the beaches over there. The neat thing about over there is there's no waves. So it's like fishing in a swimming pool. You guys have seen my video of the rooster fish, and there's just so many fish. It's just such a beautiful place. The water is crystal clear. Over here on our side, big waves, huge thunderous waves, hard fishing. The beaches are straight up and down. It's a young person's game. It's not a fat old man's game here. My buddy Wes, Cabo Surf Fish, he absolutely destroys the fish over here. I went and tried it with him one day. I'm still recovering. That was 3 years ago. So that's where we like to go, is East Cape, Los Barillas area.
Yes.
Up to Kevin's house.
Darren would like to know, hi Darren, can you recommend a resort on the East Cape to stay with family and to go fishing?
Well, Kelly and I love when we go over there. There's a place, it's super old school, and it's called the Punta Pescador.
Punta Pescador.
It's a neat old hotel.
Very old.
I would like maybe stay there. Martin Verdugo, our friend Greg, owns Martin Verdugo's right there on the East Cape, right next to to the Van Wormers Resort. So Martin Verdugo's would be a great place. My buddy Greg, very close personal friend, been a friend forever. He has a lobster boat at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. He would be the guy to go with. Martin Verdugo's over there on the East Cape, kind of priced to us, the fishermen. You don't have to be the president of the company. But then any of the Van Wormer resorts are nice too. Kelly stayed in them before.
Very nice.
Playa del Sol, Punta Colorado's closed. Playa del Sol, and I can't remember the other one.
I'm sure there's some other little quaint ones, that we don't even know about.
Los Barillas, though, is where you're going to want to look. Los
definitely.
Barillas, look for Airbnbs too. Airbnbs are cool. Yes. And Los Barillas is absolutely spectacular. It's about as old school Mexico as you can get. Over here where we live, it's Newport Beach.
Yes.
It's Newport Beach.
Yeah.
The prices are Newport. Everything's Newport.
Yes.
Los Barillas, old top street tacos, the whole thing. You get street tacos here in Cabo too, but you got to go cruising with Kelly and I, right?
Oh, right, John and
Tina. Go for a tour with Dave and Kelly.
That was fun. Okay, we got a couple more questions, and we don't have a lot of time, so let's see here, Dave. We've got 2 questions from Matt Ryan. This first one, have you ever seen the bat ray migration? He says zillions of them are traveling, or he's asking zillions of them traveling in the same direction.
No, I haven't, but there's a place at Catalina, the USC Cove over there, Big Fisherman Cove it's called. When you're going into the isthmus on the left-hand side, everyone thinks it's a private area. I have an in with the people over there. I can give you, if you ever want to go there and do something really fun and really unique, you can go there and get a mooring can at Big Fish Cove and go check out all the facilities. But when you snorkel in there, there's an area if you're looking at that cove, Big Fish Cove, USC campus, when you're looking at it, on the far right-hand corner, there's a big area that's super sandy. It's like 20 feet deep. It's full of bat rays and leopard sharks, and they're all in there spawning. And it's one of the coolest things you've ever seen. The ocean's crystal clear, and there's no waves in there ever, and it's just an absolutely spectacular thing to do.
All right.
But no, I've never seen the migration.
Okay. Dave, can you talk a little bit about, just a little bit, because we don't have a whole lot of time, but a little bit about boat ramp etiquette?
Well, that's
is that something like we need?
That is something that
we need.
Here's what. That? If you're by yourself on your boat, you have to swing into the dock. You have to tie up. You have to run up, get your truck, bring the trailer down. If you're not, you need to have someone that can pull the boat up to the edge of the dock. So here's the biggest problem with, especially in the summertime. People will come in and tie up to the launch ramp, and then they'll take their sweet ass time getting their car. They're not very good at backing the trailer down, and they're just causing mass havoc at the boat ramp. You need to come into the boat launch ramp, drop your buddy off, somebody pull the trailer down. You shouldn't be over there by the dock. Other people can come over there by the dock. If you're good at all at driving your boat, one guy drives the boat on the trailer, one guy backs the trailer down. If you're not, when you do tie up to the dock at the launch ramp, it's not time to take your time and figure out where you are and what your name is and talk to people about the fish you caught or the fish you didn't catch. No, when you tie up to the launch ramp, that's time to get your truck, back your trailer down, and get your boat out of the water and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
You got to be efficient. And if you're not good at it, Saturdays and Sundays are not the day to go down there and practice.
But it's fun to watch people.
Oh my gosh.
Watch people that don't know about.
You can make some quality. You go watch Alfred Montier. That's a good guy that Matt and I watch all the time. Alfred Montier. He doesn't really know what he's doing as far as driving a boat or anything, but he makes some of the funniest videos.
Yes.
If you put me on a boat ramp and explaining to you what's going on. Like I used one of his videos once, it pissed him off, but we had 180,000 views in 4 hours because of my mouth. But the boat ramp launch videos, the Miami boat ramps are just hilarious to watch.
Yes.
Hilarious to watch, but boat ramp etiquette is a lost art.
Okay, this looks like could be our last question.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and I'm not sure. I'm not. Okay, this is from Jeanette. Jeanette, you're so sweet. So let's see. So our anniversary is next month.
I can't believe
I'm
that.
amazed that you probably didn't even remember.
I did when you told me at dinner the other night, boy.
That's right, I did. She wants to know what's something special that we plan to do, and how many years have we been married this year? I'll let you answer that one.
This will be 7 years. This will be 7 years.
But we've been together forever.
For our whole life.
Forever.
I had no gray hair when I met her.
I didn't have all these wrinkles.
Oh, yeah.
I was much younger looking.
I put every one of them wrinkles on her.
And I probably put
But Kelly and I found a steakhouse with our buddy Ronnie V down here. That is, I don't know, to die for. We've gone to some different restaurants down here that the ambiance and the whole thing is beautiful, but this steakhouse that we've discovered here,
it's just cool.
The food it's hard to even, if you're going to spend a lot of money eating, it's hard to imagine doing it anywhere else. So this steakhouse is where we'll go for our anniversary. It's very, very special to us.
It's like a speakeasy. It's
very unique.
It's like a hidden restaurant. It's you walk into like a normal butcher shop in a strip mall kind of place, and you pick out your meat, and they have just all
Wagyu.
kinds. Very, very
high-end meat.
You pick out your piece of meat, and then you pay for it, right? And then you're just standing in line at this butcher shop, and they have the meat case right there. It's a very small. And then once you're finished paying, they lead you. You open a big freezer door that's behind the cash register, and you walk through this little teeny tiny tunnel kind of thing, and then you enter this beautiful restaurant. And there's the kitchen there. You can see the staff. It's just amazing, and the staff or the service is just impeccable, and the food's it's oh my God, it's so good.
And they bring out family style, big bowls of pasta and big bowls of salad, and oh my God, the most incredible sweet potatoes.
Oh,
it's just
and
so the meat, you just cut it with a fork, and it's like a giant broiler behind the bar, and it's just flames shooting 10 feet high, and the guy's cooking your meat.
Yeah, and it's not a very big restaurant. I don't know how many tables we counted one time, and it's just very small, very quaint, but oh my God,
the food is exquisite. And then we find out that all the high-end restaurants down here, that's where they all get their meat.
At this butcher shop. Yeah, and we could go there and just get meat and bring it, buy it and bring it home. But you've got to go to this restaurant, and you would never know it was there.
So that's where we're going on our anniversary. Yeah. But then something super special that we're doing for our anniversary is we're going to see Kelly's son, which he's an amazing young man, 22 years old. He already owns his own home. He already has a career. And he's graduated from college to be a
technical engineer.
So besides the fact that he's a surveyor right now, and he's the guy that goes around with the tripod looking through the telescope and doing all that. Now he's going to be a full-blown graduating engineer, and we're just so proud of him. So what we're doing to celebrate that and to also celebrate our anniversary, going to somewhere we've never been before. We don't normally do stuff like this where it doesn't revolve around fishing.
Right.
So this is a unique situation. We're going to Iowa.
That's where my son lives.
On the 6th of May.
On the 6th of May. Lives in Oskaloosa. Yes, so.
Pretty weird, but that's kind of part of our anniversary. We're going to do that and celebrate that after our beautiful steak dinner. And then we're coming right home than jumping on a plane and going to Don Hansen Day.
That'll be fun. I'm excited. And Brent, no, I've never swam with whale sharks, but Dave has, and our Dave's oldest boys and their significant others. Right? You took them, but I
La
did not.
Paz, down here in La Paz in November, I can pretty much guarantee you'll swim with whale sharks. And we were blessed when I was working for Fletcher Jones. We had use of all the stuff. So we had the dinghy, and we were out playing with the whale sharks every day, and it was in the middle of the pandemic. So there was no one else there but us. Now it's super regulated. You can't go do it by yourself. You got to go on one of these boats with all the tourists. That's just the way it is. It's unfortunate. You can't get around it. It's a park where these animals come in. They're swimming in 5 feet of water, Brent, and the water is crystal clear, and these fish are 50 feet long. But it's pretty much a guarantee. They're not on net. It's not like some of that stuff you see on YouTube where the animal's in a net. These are free swimming whale sharks. They're there for one reason and one reason alone, to make more whale sharks.
All right. So, yes. So, no, Brent, thank you for your question, Brent. Yes, I have not. I didn't do it. Let's see. That's it. That's it. This is just a comment.
Okay.
That's it.
And what about Jeff, your saltwater guide?
That's a comment. It just
Oh.
That's a comment. He made a comment about Martin Verdugo's place.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. Well, gang.
Oh, wait. When is
Dun, dun.
Don Hansen Day?
May 15th.
May 15th. Okay.
Always, every year, always the same. May 15th. May 15th. No, we're not selling tickets yet. No, we haven't made the guest list. The 10 people that were on the trip last year are the 10 people that are already going this year. And then after that, and I know, Jeanette, you and Dave, there's stuff going on, but we were saving you a place no matter what. And we'll see how that works out. No pressure, though, young lady. No pressure. Gang, hopefully you enjoyed this show today. We have a whole bunch of other things because our friend Lisa had some stuff that she wanted to know about, but we got going into this question and answer thing. We got all kinds of cool destinations to show you and talk about, and stuff that's cool to do at Catalina that no one ever has done before.
She gave me some great ideas yesterday.
So we're going to run with that stuff, and we will be together with you guys next Thursday, the two of us, if we don't kill each other between now and then.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Thank you all so much. ReelQuick, Daniel, Ruben, thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting Kelly and I. And then fishingbooker.com, thank you for everything you've done for us over all these years. We appreciate our sponsors to the max. We can't do this without them.
That's right. And thank you all for your questions and your comments and for watching the show. And
the participation is incredible. We appreciate it all. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Think about what you guys want to know about next week. Next week, we're going to do some cool stuff. We're going to talk about vacation destinations on your boat, off the beaten path. Things that nobody does at Catalina. Nobody does. You guys are going to learn about that. We're going to talk about that stuff. Kelly's going to be jealous because she didn't get to do it yet either. But someday, but you guys might get to do it.
Do what now?
Doing fun stuff at Catalina Island.
You know, it's real quick. You've only taken me to Catalina like twice, I think. Twice, maybe.
2 times.
I mean, I've been fishing on, the freelance.
Quite a few times.
Quite a few times, but actually staying.
Scott Archer's boat once.
Mm-hmm. And then we stayed in that place with Steven. And his brother.
Bora.
But what was the place called? It was the
Hermosa Inn.
Yeah.
The Hermosa Inn is a really unique old hotel there. It's the most inexpensive hotel there, but it's set up like a hostel. So you're sharing a bathroom. And
so I was like, all right, let's go. Where do I sign? No, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it's kind of a different thing. There's all kinds of cool stuff at Catalina most people don't even know about. So we're going to delve into Catalina on our next show next Thursday. We're going to go down the rabbit hole. So if you guys have any questions about Catalina, think about that and try to have them ready for us when we go live next Thursday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, by popular demand, and so many people have asked for this, and you saw Mike and I together Mikey's a really cool guy. His YouTube channel is called Fish and Sips. Mikey's going to be my guest tomorrow on the podcast. It's been asked for by a lot of members, and a lot of people have asked, why don't you have Mikey on? Well, Mikey didn't want to be on. He said he's kind of shy and kind of didn't want to be on. Well, we finally talked him into coming on because of all of you. He came to our booth at the show, and he made a point to talk to me for a while. And he's going to be our guest tomorrow on the show. It's going to be fun. He's out fishing right now for those big yellows that are biting off La Jolla. We've got a bunch of that going on. If you guys watch the game plans today, you'll learn all about that. It looks like the wind's going to back off a little bit for that Southern California from Long Beach down to La Jolla area. That bite in there, that might not be too much wind in there. We might get to fish this weekend. We got some great game plans. Check it out, gang, and we will be with you tomorrow at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for everything you do for Kelly and I.
You just started to yawn.
I had a little yawn there. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. It happens.
Oh, somebody's tired and hungry.
I work a lot of hours.
You do. I'm just teasing you, but you do work a lot. I mean, yeah.
Give me a kiss.
Oh, okay.
Right here on the show.
Oh my God.
It's the first kiss we've had in a long time. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. We'll be with you tomorrow.